Welcome back to another episode, Talks with AJ Podcast. I'm your host, AJ, and this is my co-host.
Poised with style and grace, 22.
Today we have a special guest, my little homie, Emmanuel. Welcome, my brother. Welcome to the pod, man.
You know, it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
It is a blessing, man. How you feeling today, man?
Blessed.
Yes. Dang, man. I can't believe you here, man. I remember we chopped it up. We had a conversation, and bing, you here. All in
the flesh.
In the flesh, exactly. All things to the Most High.
All glory goes to the Most High.
Exactly.
And let me add blessed and highly favored. We add that to it.
Exactement.
Exactly. So, all right. So before we get started, guys, I'm going to ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Please do that for us, and that'll help the platform to continue to grow. Okay. So now let's get to it. So I want to touch on the boy before the headlines, the 15-year-old Emmanuel, growing up in Victory Park. Tell me, what was that like, man?
Well, I was always observant, so that was one of my superpowers. But I was sort of a dichotomic being, serving two guards at the same time in the streets, but desire for football. You know, football season come around, I think I'm a football player. After that, I'm a dope boy. So, and like literally, I was like in some delusional state, believing that that's possible. Dreams of being a big dope boy and dreams of being an NFL player, not even realizing that these things can't mix. So I could say I was a walking confusion without even knowing it. You know, a lot of us don't realize growing up when we tend to like normalize like being like street, being gangster, we tend to not accept accountability. Matter of fact, we don't even know the sense of it. It's like it's normal to us. So when I was 15, selling dope was normal. Going to school, like doing that. When I was playing for North Miami Beach, that's what it was. Like that was like part of life. Not understanding that the real success, what would have brought me success was making a sacrifice, accepting the fact that my mother and my father was able to manage keeping clothes on me, keeping a roof over my head, food on the table, even if it wasn't to my standard, but if I were to make that sacrifice and look forward to the fact that as long as I keep pushing, I'll be able to take care of them when that time comes, and understand the fact that they're doing the best that they can in the conditions that they was given due to the fact they were immigrants. So, but I didn't have that knowledge because I was the older brother, the older sibling born here, and I didn't have nobody to like make me to spark an epiphany and make me look at life from that sense. I mean, we used to talk, but you know, your input would be like, okay, staying, football, school, but we never got really in depth. But the ones who really had that effect on me, they didn't give me that guidance. The ones who really had that type of influence on me is the ones that you spend the most time around. And I have my positive peers, like I mentioned you, and but we didn't spend that much time around each other. So what you saying is like how in the Bible it says the seed that fall by the wayside, or the thorn bush. So the seeds that was falling in good soil was like the negative environment I was in, and but so I'm subjecting myself to this type of activity, and the positive advice that these individuals who have that influence on me would say is that yeah man, stay in school, but then yeah, stay in school, okay, yeah, stay in school, yeah, play football, yeah, I hear you, but that's not enough though, because the motive behind me doing what I'm doing is materialistic. So what would have been more effective was to like give me a reason like to stop doing this, like, you know what I'm saying, like inspire me to like put some materialistic in my face.
So
Go ahead.
Go ahead, I'm sorry. So how were you able to balance the two though? Because you were in the streets doing dope, and then you also, was playing ball. How were you able to manage the two? Because, playing football, it takes a lot of time.
And, yeah. See, I've come to realize that short sleep gene. I don't know if y'all ever heard that. Like it's a supernatural human power. According to the studies, it's the term is called short sleep genes, where you got certain humans that can run off 3 to 5 hours of rest and be ready to go. And I think that was me, because I could blink my eyes and I'm ready to go. Now I'm outside all day with about 3-4 hours of sleep. So that's how I was able to manage living 2 lives at the same time. Yeah, because that's the only I can explain it, because you only have 24 hours in a day, and if I'm outside on an average 20 hours, I have time to like be involved. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I was able to manage that. You got to keep in mind, football season come around and it's only for like 6 months.
6 months.
You know what I'm saying? So in a situation like that, I'm doing 6 months with this lifestyle, and while I'm playing football, I'm still halfway in that lifestyle too. If I would have been optimizing more on football, the chances of me making it to the NFL would have been great, because despite of that, I still had a chance. Despite of living 2 lives at the same time, I still was given opportunity. So had I would have just optimized on straight football and not care about being fresh and fly, and not care about materialistic things, and be content with what my parents is able to supply me with, things would have been different.
So you would say the materialistics is what made the streets appealing to you?
Poverty is what made the streets. Poverty is what led me there. But a time came where that was no excuse anymore.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If we talking about necessities though, if we speaking on necessities, a time came where it wasn't a need. Okay. And I still kept on, because this, through repetition of, when you repeat something so much, it become normal. So now this is you, like this is what you love doing now. So it's the excuse that I had to get involved was not an excuse anymore. And the only reason why it continues is because it became normal.
Got it. But you just mentioned poverty. What do you mean by poverty? Like, elaborate a little bit more.
When I say poverty, I'm talking about like in a literal sense, parents couldn't really do anything for you financially.
Okay.
And when you surrounded with friends who have older siblings and that supply them with the Grant Hills and the Marshall Falks and the Emmitt Smiths,
the Jordans,
and the Jordans, the Deion Sanders, and the Scottie Pippens, and you see that type of stuff, it kind of you kind of desire, like, a little sense of covet, but not what they have on their own feet, but Like you want one like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and when peer pressure come around, you know, when opportunities come around, whether it's negative, and you understand if you living in a community where it promotes other ways to make money, like again, it becomes normal because this is what you see others are doing, and they're being successful at it. In your own little brain, your own youthful brain, to you that's success because the end goal is the cash.
Yeah.
So you seeing the cash. Yeah. So for you that's success. And but you're not understanding like the long-term effect of it.
Right. So what does Victory Park means to you? North Miami Beach, for the audience. What does Victory Park mean to you? Like, tell me some of your like proudest moments, some of your saddest moments. Like, because Victory is special too. Like, Victory has a special place in each of one of our hearts, right? We all got something to gain something from the area, from the neighborhood. So that's why I'm asking you, what does Victory Park means to you?
Victory Park was a place where I learned. I grew up. I grew up as a man. Like I learned. It's some life lessons, and like I said earlier, I observe a lot. That was always something that I did from before I even came to Victory Park. Observation was something that I always did. Before I even knew what the term observation was, I knew I was always the type of person, I look and I learn. And then being that I was a little too bashful to ask how to do it and too prideful to ask, I would just wait. I'll wait to see how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll come around, I'll befriend, come around and look to see how to do it, to not have to, I'm not gonna say, I'm not even gonna look into it that deep. But I would just decide to just stay around and wait for the answer. And now have there been moments where I don't get the answer? I can't remember that, but I know one of my main strategies in learning was to observe. Okay. And that's something I've always done. It was natural for me to do. I just observe and I see. Like when and this is how I learned about selling dope. When I used to see the older guys run to the cars and come back with money, I got interested. I'm like, damn, why they people giving them money? And then when I found out what it was, I thought about the DARE program. This is what the DARE program was talking about, stay away from.
Yeah. That's funny. But you was drawn to the game.
Hey, man. Yeah.
But you know what? I could vouch for that because I could remember you as a youngster, man. You was always observing. You used to be lurking, boy. It was something you used to do with your eyes. You'd be like, you had that sneaky look. You know what I'm saying? Mischievous, man. That boy be.
That's me.
You be lurking. You be looking, boy. I be like, yep. So everything you saying right now is like, yo, you taking me back.
Yeah.
Because I remember you, man, the youngster. That's why I say, yo, man, take us back to that 15-year-old boy. Because I remember that, man. Everything you described, I remember all of that, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about the moment when your life changed, man. You served 17 years, not 17 days, not 17 minutes, man. Where were you when you first got arrested, man?
And let's add to that, 2 days before going away to college on a full ride scholarship.
Mm-hmm. How did that impact your life, your mother life, your father life, your family? Because not only you that's locked up, your family is also locked up with you.
Exactly.
So tell me, man, like, what was going through your mind, man?
It was racing. But at first, when I got apprehended, it didn't feel real. It didn't feel real at first. For some reason, I just knew, okay, I was gonna get Christian and they was gonna leave me, and I was gonna, like, I thought I was getting up, and then that didn't happen. I ended up in the county jail. When I seen them dirty ass walls, and I seen these bums, I'm saying to myself, okay, I might be able to get a bond. I might bond out or something. I'm still thinking I'm getting up. No bond. I said, okay, that's out. It's still, I did 4 years and 8 months in the county jail. The time when I was in the county jail, I was in denial. I didn't want to accept the conditions I was living in. So psychologically, I created a callus that made me subconsciously in denial of my conditions, of the environment I was housed in, and I became a product of it. We wilding. We was in the county jail wilding. And that was my way of protecting myself from reality. And the reason why I say that is because reality set in when I lost trial. When I got the life sentence. That's when I knew I was locked up.
Damn.
So that I did 4 years and 8 months in the county jail, and me being locked up really didn't hit me. Even though I had my moments where I was, stressful moments, but it was still a walk in the park. Is when I lost trial and got sentenced to life. That's when I knew I was incarcerated. That's when everything hit me.
Damn. So what was it like when you had to make that phone call and call your parents, man? What was your mom's response when you called and said, "Mommy, I'm in a situation right now. I'm locked up. They're charging me with this." How did she take it?
Oh, it didn't happen like that.
Okay.
My mom was going to school to be an LPN around the time this was happening, and when I got incarcerated, she put all that. She couldn't much focus. She put all that down. She couldn't much focus no more. She was right in the middle of going to school to be an LPN, and when that situation happened, that killed that. She wasn't even much thinking about none of that. And I remember not wanting to put a burden on my mother. So I was trying to I try to stay away from conversations with her when it comes to my situation. I try to keep it she's spiritual, so I try to keep her talking about Jesus and stuff like that, though. Right. I try to make her stay away from that. That was my way of sheltering her. So the conversations with my mother about that really happened. That really happened. Even when I lost trial, I told my mom, if she want me to be strong, she got to stop crying.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you lost trial in the court, I know your mom and your dad probably went through a lot of emotions, man. I know a lot of tears were shed, right?
My dad felt like it was his fault because he was at the house that day, and my mom was at work, and while I was in handcuffs, about to walk like a couple steps away from the precinct, he came around that corner like Usain Bolt. And he was screaming. That's the last time I seen him, by the way. And he said, "That's my son. What you doing? That's my son. That's my son." And the police, they blocked him off, and that's the last time I seen him.
So do you think your dad passed away from a broken heart because
Yeah.
you were
Yeah.
incarcerated?
Mm-hmm.
So, if your father was alive, what would you say to him right now? If he was alive right now?
Me and my father really never had a relationship like that.
Okay.
Yeah, we fell off when I stopped playing soccer.
What? You didn't like
gotta say
American
football.
football?
You
You
gotta
didn't
say
like
football.
American football?
I stopped playing soccer for American football.
Wow.
And yeah, and then I was good at it too.
So
I
he
used,
just couldn't-
I used to play against the sixth graders. I used to play when I was in the second grade. I played against the sixth graders,
Right.
and he used to always come like after we was going to Fitters Root Miller
Okay.
Elementary, and he used to always come. I mean, he even bought me a soccer ball, and he after school we'll play on the side in the grass. I was the only second grader playing with the sixth graders.
Right.
And he loved me then, and for some reason, man, it's like when I decided to play, when I showed more interest for football,
Yeah.
that's when we really fell out.
Okay.
That's when
But
we really
what would
fell
you
out.
say to him though? If he was here right now, what would you say to your dad?
I'll be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Me remembering the fact that we didn't have a strong relationship at that time, I can't fake it.
Okay.
I can't fake it. So I don't know what I would have said, because the last impression is that we wasn't up to par. And then most of it is my fault, I'm gonna say, because I didn't give us time to reconcile because I was in the streets. So we didn't have time to really talk like that. He couldn't tell me nothing no more. You know what I'm saying? But now the situation with my dad transpired from the fact that, see, my dad always wanted me to be like him. Everything he knew, he was trying to shove it on me. But his way of doing it was too archaic, meaning as he was doing it the Haitian way and not understanding that I'm being exposed to the American culture, and every time I get an answer wrong, you want to hit me. After a while, the dog gonna turn on you. You know what I'm saying? So his way, he had my attention, but then again, he became too abusive for pettiness. I might say the wrong Spanish word, because mind you, he was teaching me how to read and write Spanish, read and write French, play the piano, play the guitar, play the drum. He was doing all this on me. He had my attention. It's just when he kept beating me for everything, and it's like I'm the only one he's investing all his time in. I got two other siblings in the house, the two younger brothers, but he's focused on me. So all this, that was too much pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm seeing that he's not doing it with my other brothers. So looking back at it, then he wanted me to be like him, a better version of him, because he was shoving everything at an early age on me. I'm talking about at the age of 6, 4, 5, and 6. And one day we staying on 85th Street. We staying on 85th Street in Biscayne off US 1. It's a building. I'm looking out the window and I'm seeing like the older kids. They running with this brown coconut in their hand. I thought it was a coconut, but it was a football. But I thought it was a coconut though, and I'm seeing how they running with it. I'm like, damn, bro, they running with it. Damn, you ain't gotta kick it around. You can run with that. Okay, that looked like me right there. And I started sneaking outside. For that, and that was the moment where I got introduced to the streets, because I would sneak outside. When my mom and dad is gone. I would sneak outside because they'll leave me and my brothers in the house, because they ain't have the money for babysitters. So once you cross that threshold of being wrong, it's like it's a whole nother world out there for you now.
Right.
because now that I have the experience of sneaking outside, when we're not playing football, okay, what else I'm gonna do with this time?
Right.
So now, you know, I'm roaming around. So I always had like this window of how much I could like of how much time I have, and they nicknamed me Weasel because I'll never stop running.
You was fast too.
Listen, I'll never stop. Listen, I couldn't stop running. Like it's like the grind was hot, and I know I was on the time.
Right.
So everything I'm doing, I'm running. I'm running. You don't remember you remember how the UPS guy was in Mad TV?
Yeah.
That's how I was. Like I couldn't like just sit still. Everything I'm doing, I'm running because I'm feeling like, okay, I only got this much time left. Okay, let me go ahead and make the best of it. So they gave me the nickname Weasel. I was 6 years old then.
Damn. So you used to live on the Cane, Biscayne.
Yeah.
So you went from the Cane to Victory Park, North Miami Beach.
No, I went from the Cane to North Miami.
Right.
And then North Miami Beach. And see, what made us move to North Miami Beach was because I caught a charge. I caught a charge at 9 years old.
Damn.
I caught a charge at 9 years old. And now my mom's like, okay, hold on, we gotta get him from around here. Yeah, we gotta, because I basically embarrassed the family. Because when I got arrested, it was in front of everybody. But they charged me for a grand theft auto, but that was the wrong charge. I was just a lookout for some older guys that was breaking in this car. They were gonna give me $30 to look out.
Know
Know what I'm saying?
But that's a lot.
That's a lot of money at 9 years old.
Know what I'm saying? So they gave me, they
Oh my
said they
God.
gonna give me $30 to look
Right,
out.
right.
So somehow, some way, man, somebody pulled up, like caught me from like I didn't see it from my peripheral, and I couldn't say it in time. I tried to, but it was too late. And they ran, so I ran. But instead of me running out the building, I ran inside the building. And you had, a couple of heroes. They grabbed me, my legs swinging in the air, and held me down till the police came. And I got arrested for grand theft auto. The car didn't go nowhere, nothing. So now, on paper, it looked like, damn, what this kid doing stealing cars at 9 years old? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So nah, I was just a lookout trying to, and then you know what motivated that? Why I wanted those $30? Because I was trying to get the Grand Hills. I wanted them Grand Hills. I had a friend, his brother bought him the Grand Hills. I'm like, damn, that bitch look hard. I want me one. So when them older kids said they'll give me $30 to look out, that felt normal for me. I want them Grand Hills.
So where he's gonna get the difference at? The difference for the shoes?
I'll figure that out. As long as I got them $30.
Because that was expensive now.
I know, but to me, no,
Right.
I'm not even knowing how much the Grand Hills cost.
Yeah, yeah.
But $30, that sounds like 30,000.
So let me ask you this: do you think with the way your dad disciplined made you become a rebel? Because that's the way it sounds. You became rebellious.
That's what my due to his excessive discipline, it made me rebellious. Yep, it did make me. Yeah, I became a rebel because of he was excessive with it, but he was on to something though.
Yeah,
it just he didn't understand how to integrate the Haitian culture with the American culture. If he knew how to finesse that together, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. I probably would have been some old green bean church kid, you know what I'm saying, somewhere a doctor or something, a musician, I would have been something, a pastor or something. But when he kept it, that I just didn't want to be nothing like him no more.
But hear me out on this one, because you mentioned that he only focused on you. But the thing about parents, he knew that you were special. You, at the time, saw it differently, but he saw you as special. That's probably why he focused so much on you. I don't know if you maybe now see it in hindsight, because again,
Most
you did
definitely.
have a scholarship. I don't know if that was the case for your brothers, but that was your case later on. You see what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
So it may have seemed excessive at that time, yeah. But again, like I said, well, looking at it from a parent's perspective, it's just he saw how special you were.
Yes.
And that's why he focused solely on you.
And your name is Emmanuel. That's
Yeah.
a special name.
Yeah.
God is with us.
God is with
God,
us.
yes.
With us all.
Right. Because, like they always say, parents know their child. They know their child. So I'm just coming from a parent perspective, that's what it is.
I don't have a child, but remembering how I grew up, I know I'll be, if not perfect, I'll be right next to it, a perfect father, because remember being that I went in at 19, so it's like my memories is very it's more vivid than it would have been had I never went in, because everything stopped at 19. So from 19, I've been remembering everything that happened prior to my incarceration. So for 17 years, I'm able to go on my Rolodex and keep that memory vivid. So when I evaluate a lot of things in my past, it gives me the tool to come up with how I would be for my son. And I'm like, and I learned from my dad's mistakes with me, because he made a lot of mistakes. And one of the main ones was, as a father, you supposed to know when you have your child's attention, like his undivided attention, and don't let that child lose sight of that, because you got the child open right now and he's willing to accept any information you give him. But as soon as that child close up on you, it's gonna be hard to get him back open again, because you know how kids is when they lose focus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when a child is looking at you like his or her hero, you gotta take full advantage of that. And you can't let that slip.
Right.
Cause that's fragile. When you let that child lose that attention, that's fragile. And when that child like start building callous around it, it's gonna be hard. But the chances of that child getting like that again is gonna be more with another person. It ain't gonna be with the person who had that before. You know what I'm saying? Because it's natural for a child to move on, like subconsciously. Like if this child got hurt from this, like innocently, this child gonna stay away from that and move on and look for something else that could bring him or her peace. So me seeing that how my father had my attention, because I remember he couldn't do no wrong in my eyes. I'm talking about my dad was like Superman to me. And then I remember when I ain't trying to be nothing like this guy. So, and I don't hate him. It just, I just built this callus. You know what I'm saying? I built this callus, and then now you talking about, as I'm remembering my past while I'm going through a situation that's adding more callus. You know what I'm saying? Like my legal situation is adding more callous to my heart. So that goes back to when you asked me the question, what would I say? I'll be flogging to you if I had an answer for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm being genuine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It would have to be it wouldn't be realistic for me to have an answer for you. But with my experience with my father and the mistakes he made, I know exactly how I would do it when I get the opportunity. You know what I'm saying, with a child. And you know, I do it through like I sort of do it through when I speak to the juveniles at the detention center, or like other people, you know what I'm saying, who might need some kind of advice that can help them push through something. But like my own, I know for a fact how I would do it. And I don't think I would never, and I possibly feel like, I feel like possibly I won't never have to put my hands on them. I don't think I'll never have to do that. Not saying that that's something that's not necessary, because you know chastising is another form of love. But I don't think I would have to do that though.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, no, I mean
unnecessary.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I feel like I wouldn't have to do that. I think the way I would have my child's mind programmed, like just by me raising my voice, would be like another form of chastisement, like of me beating them just by me raising my voice. Cause I'm not saying that that I won't never have to do it, but I just feel as though I would have my child's mind programmed to where raising my voice is a form of chastising to them. Like for them, they'll be so soft for me to where if I raise my voice, it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like God talking. You know what I'm saying?
My thought is also that way as well, because you know I have small children. That's my thought process. Like not having to hit them. Like I want to be able to speak to my children and they understand me from me talking to them. Like they get it together. You know what I mean? But again, like I said, sometimes, not all the time, because my kids, well, my oldest probably only got spanked once in her whole 11 years of existence, and that's because she acted out in Walmart and she remembered that one time.
Oh, yeah.
That one time, so, but I agree with you on that.
But let me ask you this question, Emmanuel. Leading up to your arrest, did you feel like you was targeted? Was there any signs leading up to the arrest? Like,
oh yeah, I knew I was targeted because of the situation, man.
Elaborate.
You might have to edit this part too, though. You might have to edit the name.
Nah, you don't have to say the name. You don't have to
maybe because you know him.
No, but you don't have to say the
Okay.
name. You don't have to say the name.
And for the respect for the family too, man.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to say no name.
You know the sister.
Yeah.
Y'all know the sister.
Yeah, don't say no names.
Don't say names.
But it's and respect for his son, because I was the godfather of his son too. But he was the reason. He was the one that made me a suspect. He brought it to their attention, and it was a combination of a lot of reasons. But he needed me out the way.
Okay.
He needed me out the way, so and I knew the lifestyle he was living because I was around to put it together. I was like, damn. So when he realized, when he became aware that I realized the lifestyle he was living and I wasn't with it, I became a threat to him. And he had to be crafty. He had to come up. He had to find a way to do it, but not look like it was him. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't care about me going there. And this is what made it obvious that it was him, because he knew I was leaving. He knew I was leaving. He knew I was going to California. So the way they came, it was just too coincidental. And what was going on, I knew he was the one that put me in that situation. It was just too coincidental how they came right before I'm finna go. and for what they came for. And what they came for is what he had knowledge of.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So he placed me as the actual person. So now these officers, when they're doing these detectives, when the detective is doing his investigation, he's doing it vindictively. He's doing it biasly, because he's figuring that the information is coming from a source that's successful. If he don't hit home runs, he gonna hit home base. You know what I'm saying? Because he's been proven to them what he's capable of. So when he brought this information to them, they knew from experience that he's on point. So as they're doing their investigation, they came with confidence about me. Like, they came for sure. They knew it was concrete that it was me. So this is what led the detective to make the witness pick me. And you know what I'm saying? That, you know, it's behind the scenes. It's like insider trading. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So the information that this detective received came from an inside source, quote unquote. And they know for a fact that is me. So they're moving with that confident step. And even if it means for them to, you know, bend a little corners, you know what I'm saying, cut a little edges, as long as they know that the person who actually did it, you know what I'm saying, get apprehended. And that's the, and I'm not trying to like make an excuse for the detective because he was misinformed. Right. No, I'm not making an excuse for him because he already had history of being a bad cop.
So with that being said, the detective who falsely accused you, arrested you, did he ever apologize to you and your family, including the department, the police department?
No.
Wow.
No, he never did, and I don't care. I don't want his apology.
But what about the department, the police department? No one reached out to you?
No.
Wow. To this day?
No, because you have to understand. You know, at the age we're in, a lot of people that we grew up with have some kind of link to the North Miami Beach government. So there's a lot of inside talk going on. So you have certain people who feel confident about the fact that, I got out, but that doesn't mean I didn't do it. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you have people that don't have your best interests at heart, because you understand, I was in the streets, but I'm not known for robbing, selling dope. That's all I know. Labor. You know what I'm saying? Even it's illegal, but that's what I know. That's how I know to get money. That's how I know. I'm not robbing was never my forte. But you have people that compulsive liars, growing up being compulsive liars. So a person like me, and when they put somebody like me in their equation, and let's just say they might be one of the ones who I don't associate myself with anymore. So now they have if a conversation with my name pops up, and if they have the chance to free my name from the foolery, they're not gonna do that. What they would do, they would add more fuel to the fire. And these kind of individuals, they would love for me to look like the person that the media portrayed me as. You know what I'm saying? And most of these dudes is compulsive liars. Like, they really believe their lie. And that's one of the main reasons why I don't associate myself with them. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the main reasons why. Because if I can't rely on a person that doesn't honor their own word, if you put them in a desperate situation, what you think the result is gonna be? You know what I'm saying? So, and growing up, like I said, I went in at 19. I remember a lot of things, but with the wisdom that I've collected while I was incarcerated, along with my memory, okay, when I'm dealing with individuals, the last impression is what I remember. But it's been 17 years. Yeah. So it's room for growth. It's room for redemption. So when I deal with certain individuals, when I communicate with them, I'm looking for that. I'm looking to see how they what it is that they have accomplished psychologically and mentally when I was gone. Cause I'm here in the flesh now. You know what I'm saying? It's not over the phone. So once I see certain things about them that we ain't compatible on, and like that's detrimental, I know this ain't gonna last long. So I might just abruptly just cease communication with them for something that to them they figured, okay, damn, why he ain't fucking with me no more? Why he ain't fucking with me no more? But then I understanding, I was collecting information the whole time I was around you. I'm seeing who you are. I'm trying to figure it. And once you gave me enough, it's nothing to talk about.
That's called discernment.
It's nothing to talk about no more. You know what I'm saying? Because you thought I was the fool. I'm just the ball in my court. So I'm just trying to see where you at. Because I'm not finna waste my loyalty no more. I'm not finna be a victim. You know what I'm saying? And that's what goes on in the streets. All the loyal ones are victims. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm around a person, I'm going off what I remembered. I'm not the same E that was with the foolery. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going off what I remembered, and you can hear it in my conversation. I'm not the same. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm talking about productivity. I'm talking about progress. So we can only create distance in that situation. When you not living up to the like some people will once they like get an idea of what you want, they'll use these words. They become crafty and use the words that sound good, but it's not meeting up with their actions though. So that's my answer right there. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but you ain't walking that. You know what I'm saying? And then I didn't come out here to be a preacher and anything like that. It's more like I just try to stay aligned. And my biggest thing I used to always say when I was in the, I gotta be very, very keen with the people who I share energies with. I got that, cause that's the biggest thing. Cause that was my flaw when I was out there, like growing up. It was the people, like your peers are very influential. Whoever you open yourself to is like you might feel like you cannot be easily influenced, but you contradicting yourself because whoever you allow to be around you, they're gonna rub off some kind of way because they're around you enough. Some kind of way they gonna rub off on you, and somebody who's looking from the outside, they can notice it more easier because they know both individuals, and they'll realize like it's a little bit of you in him, and it's a little bit of him in you. You know what I'm saying? Or it's female or male. No respect to gender. Whoever you spend, whoever you spend a lot of countless amount of moments with, they're gonna be influential towards you, and it's vice versa. So one of my biggest things was I gotta be very careful who I rub shoulders with. I gotta be very, very careful because that's the only way. That's the only way I'll end up in a situation that was unfortunate for me. It's not gonna be me. It's not gonna be me. It's gonna be the people who I associate myself with. Yeah, a picture, you might can see a picture with me on Instagram and I might be around somebody because of an event that you went to. You know what I'm saying? The picture on Instagram might have a lot of definitions, but it's not reality though. You know what I'm saying? You might see me. That's just because I was at that event and okay, take pictures. But it's not like that in real life. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that in real life. If it's a situation where you see me in a group and that group don't look like it fit me, give me credit. You know what I'm saying? Give me credit. But you got individuals that they'll take that, and that's the ones that don't have my best interests at heart. They'll take that and they'll do everything with it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about they'll drag me in the mud with that picture. You know what I'm saying? Look. Nah, that's just out of respect. I'm just taking a picture don't hurt. Yeah. That's me humbling myself.
Agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I could really be stern and be like, man, I ain't taking a picture with you niggas, man. I could be like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna have a sense of guilt because I'm talking about growth now. You know what I'm saying? A picture ain't gonna hurt me.
Facts.
A picture is not me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with me practicing humility, demonstrating, you know what I'm saying, my humbleness, I try to not hurt people's feelings. Now, when it comes to certain situations where I have to speak up, where I feel entitled to speak, that's the only time I might come off as somebody that's not considerate about how a person feel. Now, but if you're a friend of mine, I gotta give it to you blood raw though. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna give it to you from my perspective. Because that perspective it might be a view that you wasn't looking at it like. So I'm gonna feel obligated to speak and let you, even if your feelings hurt. You know what I'm saying? But I got to give it to you like that because if we round each other, I'm only as strong as my weakest link. So if I see something that's not, I'm gonna give it to you, and then you might not like it. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm bringing this up because a friend of mine, when I first got out, that's how we fell out. He couldn't understand. He couldn't take the criticism. You feel me? He couldn't take it. And you know him too. You know him too. Listen, he couldn't take the criticism. He couldn't take it. And what you finna say?
No, I was gonna say it's funny you said that because that's the same thing we were talking about yesterday. Like there are friends who fell out because they can't accept criticism, or a friend being genuine and calling them out. Like saying, friend, if I was you, I wouldn't move that way. But go ahead.
I'm talking about he couldn't take the criticism. And he started doing weird shit around me, man. Like singing these rap songs. And I'm trying to, where does bad energy coming from? I'm supposed to feel like we brothers. Why I feel like I'm still in prison? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's dark over here now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Because you seeing the light.
Yes, I'm like, it's dark.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you know what? I ain't coming over here no more.
Good.
Then he sent me a text after he realized I wasn't. Are we beefing? What you mean we beefing? What? You ain't gonna lose no sleep, man. See, a person don't know how valuable you are until they realize that void. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They don't know how valuable until they realize that void. Once he sensed, you know what I'm saying, that, damn, you know what? He might have been right. I know it came across his head. But sometimes it takes for you to remove yourself to make him see it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it's growing pains. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it takes for that. But he's one of the individuals who I had the utmost respect for. Because when we got evicted, when my family got evicted, when I was 15 years old, he was the one that was with me when I was on the block hustling for a purpose. And I would go to his home to take a bath, and he would sleep in the car with me, and he didn't have to. He wasn't much even selling no dope or nothing like that. He just loved being around me. So we would sleep in a bando, in a vacant whip. You know what I'm saying? And he must have to do that. But that right there, when he did that went with me for life. And that's what made me like try to like reconsider. But I had to think with my mind. I couldn't think with my heart no more.
Yeah.
That was a situation I'm like, nah, I can't do that because his actions is showing me something else. You understand? 17 years don't went by. You know what I'm saying? I can't hold on to those memories, man. I can't hold on to that. Okay, yeah, it happened. It's in the books, but I can't. No, I gotta.
It's time to move on.
It's time to move on. Yeah, you get credit for that, but you not that dude that deserve the me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the me that want to appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Like and put you on a pedestal for that what you did when I was 15. I can't do that with you right now because your mind is on a whole nother vortex. Like you not looking at me the way you should look at me from the criticism that I relayed with you. So because of your misinterpretation of my criticism, you act in a certain way that I don't approve of, and if I continue on, you gonna be the death of me. Or you gonna be the reason why I go back to prison. So before any one of those situations take place, I'm gonna separate myself. Okay, distance. That's it. And once I experienced that growing pain right there, cause that experience right there was experience that's how I know God is very humorous. God know how to make you go through things so you can handle future situations. Once I experienced that, it gave me like the courage to just anytime a situation arises that like similar to that, I do it at ease.
Walk away.
At ease, because that was the worst one right there, because with that he's the one that had the utmost respect for. Like that was that guy right there for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's my nigga right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. So when I experienced that, it didn't matter no more. Anybody else, easy. You know what I'm saying?
So take us to that moment when you were released from prison after 17 years, because it was on your birthday that you were released, and it was a very beautiful moment to witness your mom hugging you in the flesh, screaming, "Merci Jésus, thank you Jesus," in English. What was that moment like for you?
It was surreal. It was surreal. It was surreal. That moment right there, priceless. Cause you gotta understand, my mom came to see me the last time she came to see me when I was incarcerated was in 2016. And when she came to see me, she was tired. She kept dozing off. She was tired. She couldn't much even enjoy the visit. And I told my mother, I say, Mommy, you know, from now on, you don't have to come see me no more, Mommy. You have to come see me no more. The next time we see each other, I'm gonna come see you. That was in 2016. And I was able to live that. That's why the plan was to not let her know that I was getting out. Don't let her know nothing.
It was a surprise.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I heard a story about her sleeping on the floor.
Oh.
Not sleeping on the
yeah,
bed.
she that was a sacrifice she made for God, to just sleep on the floor until I get out.
Damn.
Wow.
So it's like that hourglass for me was going. I said, boy, I'm gonna sleep on the floor for me. I gotta. That was putting pressure on me.
Yeah.
And then I think her sleeping on the floor is the reason why she's so tough right now. Like she tough. I'm talking about like psychologically, like she just tough. I think all those years of sleeping on the floor. And that's what I'm thinking. I think them years of sleeping on the floor psychologically made her like she's tough.
A mother's sacrifice, man.
I'm talking about she's tough. But yeah, that's
It's a surreal
sacrifice.
moment.
Yeah.
So when you got out, man, like, what did you do, dog? Like, what was the first thing you, like, what did you do? Like, you came home, did mom whip up for you? Like,
It was your birthday.
It was your
It was your
birthday.
birthday.
Oh,
like, what did you do?
I had we had a friend that was a part owner of a club on South Beach.
Okay.
So we went there, and we hung out. I drunk 2 bottles of Ace of Spades to myself.
God.
Like
For lost times.
Yeah, I drunk 2 bottles of Ace of Spades to myself. Oh man, it was a chick that was trying to kidnap me.
Oh,
Yeah.
She was trying to take me. She I mean, not in a criminal sense.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
we
of
know
course.
what
I
you
get it.
mean.
I get
Yeah,
it.
After all them
I get it.
years.
After all the years.
she was from only thing I remember was she was from Missouri. That's it.
Oh shit.
That's all I remember.
Was she successful?
And she was a journalist.
Was she successful?
She was a journalist.
Was she successful?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I just know she was a journalist. She was very smart from her vernacular, from how she was speaking. She spoke like somebody that didn't have any trauma.
Yeah.
I mean, so to speak. But all I remember, she was from Missouri, and when I drank those 2 balls of Ace of Spades, I was hanging out in there. From the time I walked outside the club, I didn't remember nothing. But people told me that she was trying to take me home with her.
Oh man.
You know, that's what they said. But all I remember was I stepped outside and everything. Flatline.
Flatline. Oh man.
I ain't remember nothing else no more. Them 2 bottles got me.
Gotcha.
But when I was in there, everything was good. We were live.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but that was a moment. That was a moment right there, though, man. That first day out.
But let me ask you this though. Recently, I came across your post on IG in reference to, you said when you first went into prison, the old heads accepted their life sentences, but you didn't accept it.
Yeah.
Right. So elaborate more about that. Man.
And it wasn't just the old heads; it was just people in general, like different age groups. You know what I'm saying? Remember when I was in, I was 20. I was turning 24.
Okay.
I was turning 24. But yeah, I'm seeing the way individuals is like they was comfortable. Like they was comfortable. Like they was like the energy that I was recepting from observing them is like this was really home. And matter of fact, I had a roommate. For like a couple of days until they had a riot and miraculously he got moved out of the room. But he was a booty bandit. A booty bandit.
Elaborate, man.
And we was I'm gonna say that part last. But he had a son from North Miami that other guys know. And I'm saying to myself, I'm like, damn, does his son know that he living like this? I think if his son would have known, I think his son would have been getting on about this type of shit.
Damn.
But we was cool up until I stopped. Like the visits he was having with his friends, I stopped it. I said, man, ain't none of that.
So he was taking the booty.
Yeah. Yeah. He was one of those tough looking motherfuckers, and this was his life. You know what I'm saying? So he had just did 10 years and came back. He did 10 years and came right back with a life sentence. And
that lifestyle.
And he was having visits. And like I was feeling uncomfortable, so I stopped it. I say, man, ain't all that talking by the door, man. Take it. Yeah, if you want to talk to him, tell them to come to your room. You know what I'm saying? And without me real now I was naive. He gave me the vibe that he had a problem with that. And he had a real big knife in the room. He had a real big Rambo looking knife in the room. And I'm looking at him like, man, you ain't gonna do nothing to me. That's how I'm looking at him. And I'm not realizing that I created an enemy. I didn't realize that. And them people would die about that. They would kill about it and die about it. Like how the Muslims go in the building and blow themselves up and everybody else with honor. Yeah, that's how they is about that. And at that time I'm not looking at it at that. It took experience for me to know, like, hold on, what? You gotta leave them alone. You just can't be in the room with none of them like that, cause nothing come between them. So, but that was my first time in there. But like I say, by the grace of God, they had a big riot, and they moved them out my room. And then they put a young one like that in there, but he was secretive with it. And when I asked him, I had I say, you got 4 kids. I say, you got 4 kids. Like what make you think about like you got 25 years to do? What make you feel like men are women? Cause you weren't doing that on the street. So what sparked that? What made you? You know what he said? It's another world. It's another world. So, to my understanding, like, you know, psychologically, when people get comfortable in prison, they look at it as though it's another world. It's a whole nother world for them. Like, so they could be whatever they want to be. You know what I'm saying? And that right there is what I made sure I never got myself to ever accept. I never allow myself to get indoctrinated with that. It's another world concept. Cause what happens in here is really happening in here. It's in the same world. So I try to I manage to always stay realistic about that. Cause if you die, you really dying. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no in another world. Like, you really dying in this world. What happens here really happens here, cause you could get on the phone and ask for something and you get it. So that mentality, when that mentality and that perception of looking at it like it's another world, that was just an excuse for weakness. You know what I'm saying? So at a early in my bid, I already had it in my mind, like, I'm not gonna be like this. I'm not. And then the second roommate was around my age. He was like probably 4 years older than me. He was 4 years older than me. And when I seen the individual he was met playing, I'm like, what the? And I seen his baby mama, I'm like, what the? How could you? It's a weakness. You know what I'm saying? When they accept it as another world, it's a weakness. So me seeing that, how when you catch a lot of time, you can accept it as another world to excuse your weakness. That right there is what inspired me and motivated me to never get indoctrinated with that concept with the life sentence. Because when you have that life sentence, you gotta be strong. Right. Like, you gotta like callous yourself. But you gotta still stay aware. You still gotta stay emotionally aware of the fact that you still have the power to affect people that love you. So if you don't stay aware and stay in tune with the fact that you got people that, because you can say something from in there and think it's not gonna hold no weight, but with people that love you, you saying it to them, it's gonna hold weight. And how you said earlier, they locked up with you. You know what I'm saying? So we tend to, when we're in there, we have the tendency to underestimate our status. We think that we can say certain things to our loved ones and not think that it's gonna affect them. You know what I'm saying? And we don't realize that because that's the environment that you in. And when you getting treated by officers like you ain't shit. So if you're not strong enough to educate yourself and stay abreast, you know what I'm saying, stay aware of the fact that you're relevant, yeah, you're gonna get indoctrinated with that concept that is another world, and you're gonna think that you could, you know what I'm saying, that you could, I mean, you it's different levels of falling weak. It's different levels now, you know what I'm saying? But the ultimate level is what I just mentioned, you know what I'm saying? So, cause like I say, if you see the baby mother, someone if you see the baby mother, like the you be like, how? So it's all psychological. But that motivated me to be able to circumvent any kind of situation. And that's why I used to experiment with myself. I used to really psych myself out. I was sort of in my own world separating myself from what's going on in prison. You know what I'm saying? And I used to experiment with certain things like, okay, I'm finna stop smoking weed. I'm finna stop masturbating for a whole year. Can I do it? Like, I used to do certain things to try to stay in tune. Like, these were my way of staying in tune with reality and trying to separate myself from typical things. You know what I'm saying? Typical things that goes on because in prison, masturbating is like a normal. So how can I make myself powerful? Like, these the type of things I used to try to experiment with. And it worked. I ain't gonna lie, it worked for me. It really did, because it gave me this ability to where I got willpower over everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I remember at the end, right before I was coming home, I went through a little streak of just minimizing communication with women. Man, you know how much negative input I got behind that? My peers thought the time was getting to me. They thought I was losing it. People were offering me their niece, the cousin, the sister, and I'm like, no, what you got going on? I asked for I run through a list of what. I'm good. I'm straight, man. I'm straight. People not understanding. I'm focused. I'm focused on coming home. My whole bid was with women. My whole bid. Only thing I never did my whole bid was cease communication with women. So that was my last experiment right there. You know what I'm saying? And when I did that, that's when the doors opened up for me. Damn. Because I was able to, because I ain't gonna lie, it was stressful. Mm-hmm. When I realized it, that's where most of my stress came from. Dealing with women while I was in there. Because when you set expectations and you get disappointed, you know what I'm saying? That it takes a toll on you. Now imagine if you consistently, this happens to you consistently. And then that's how I found my peace. I was able to sleep good. Oh man, do you know how it feels when you get into an argument with a female over the phone and time run out, you can't call. You can't call them back. This on the collect. You know what I'm saying? You can't call them back. You up. You supposed to be asleep. You up 2-3 in the morning thinking, can't wait for the phone to come back on so you could get back in another argument with them. You trying to prove a point, whatever. That was stressful. Now it's in the way of my exercise. I'm supposed to exercise. When the doors roll. I don't have enough energy for that. I've been up all night thinking about what I'm gonna say to this girl. Like, oh man, the moments right there. I had these type of moments that was like actually like exerting so much of my positive energy. You know what I'm saying? And when I decided to cease communication with women, and listen, this is a person with a life sentence with no possibility of parole. Life sentence, no possibility of parole. I'm talking about I don't want to talk to no chick. That sound absurd to somebody in that situation. If they hear me, I just could imagine the conversation that was being said behind my back. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what was being expressed in front of me was the time getting to me. Now I could imagine what was being said behind my back. You know what I'm saying? For somebody with life sentence that don't want to talk to females, I don't got to say no more. You know what I'm saying? So they not understand. I'm like, I'm different. I'm exceptional. You know what I'm saying? I could do that. I've been working on me. You know what I'm saying? I went through levels to get to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I did a whole year with no masturbating. It took me like 5 years to get to 1 year with no masturbating. Every time I tried, and I did a whole year. I conquered that. You know what I'm saying? And that right there is what gave me the ability to have the courage and say, you know what? I'm not finna talk to no females. I'm finna stay focused. And when I did that, I was able to sleep good that night. I was able to stay focused. My schedule was consistent. I was at peace. And then I came home.
Amen to that.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So the individuals who was like, having their little innuendos, and I had enough courage not to feed back to it, because, when people speaking subliminals, and you it's like you chasing a ghost. Every time you answer to it, you chasing a ghost because it's ambiguous. They're gonna say that ain't what they meant, and you'll just be a dog chasing your own tail, looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Knowing you on point, but they not man enough to speak their mind, so they gonna say it. So
Subliminally.
Exactly. So and this is the type of negative environment that goes on in prison. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of negative activities that take place in prison. They do a whole lot of that in there, a whole lot. So me having the courage to not allow myself to get drawn to all that, them comments that was being made behind me chasing, my dream, like in that journey and of me trying to come home. When I was working on myself, I went through every level of emotion. I was really like separating myself from the typical things that takes place from prison. And people would try to figure me out, and they can't figure me out. And I'll tell them, bro, you just got to be genuine, bro. Stop trying to figure me out. You wasting time trying to figure me out. And these were the pointers that made me know something got to be special with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like this attention I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I know prison was not the place for me. Like, these were signs for me. You know what I'm saying? That's, God communicate in signs and symbols. He don't talk from the clouds or how they show in the cartoon. You know what I'm saying? He's very humorous. He's gonna throw like signs that make you know, like, yeah, this him, yeah, this it right here. You know what I'm saying? And he expect you to catch it. So these certain signs and symbols that I was getting is what gave me assurance that this place was not my destination. You know what I'm saying?
At least not your final destination.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't it for me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I meant to say, really. Yeah, the final destination. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm here, so that just, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that wasn't my final destination. This wasn't the end for me. This was not where my story was going to end. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? But I also had to be emotionally intelligent and to have the courage to not let the negative comments, because you understand, if a multitude of people, remember, prison is very negative. Very, very negative. I'm talking about extra, extra negative. You can put your you can put your night goggles on, right? And if you're looking at night goggles that can see spirits, you will see a legion of demons everywhere. A legion of demons everywhere. You'll see that. And these demons is dormant, and they waiting on anything to activate them. Anything. And the reason why I came up with this theory, and it's not just a theory, it's practical. I done put it to the test already. Once one person is negative, it's gonna rub off on damn near half of the people in the crowd. One person, once one person boasts out some negative shit, it's gonna and that quad you living in, that section you living in, it's gonna be some dumb shit every time. And that's how I know prison is very negative, and it feeds off negativity. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got a system in the quad you living in is a system that's predominantly positive, that one gonna get spotted. But other than that, if you're not in that kind of system, which is rare, anything that go on, that's how it's going on. One fight take place, it's gonna be a couple more fights, or stabbings. You know what I'm saying? It feeds off the dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? So now when you in a situation where motherfuckers see that you being positive, and they know you could get stupid though, but they see that you being positive. And these people that you know too, now, people that you're all right with, gotcha. They see you got a schedule for yourself. It's like they're like that little son, that little boy that's trying to distract you. You know, while you studying, you got that little toddler trying to get you to do something else. That's how they be. Negative as hell. Like you on the right track. Like you got your schedule. They know this. You every morning you do this, you read this, you do that. It's like they trying to get you off that. And they don't respect the schedule. And they genuinely doing that. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta be the one strong-minded enough to not let that derail you. You know what I'm saying? And another point, when you have so many people perceiving you as a lifer, like if you don't stand on your 10, you're gonna start acting like one. You're gonna start acting like somebody that don't give a fuck. I done been in them situations before. I done been in situations where, like, I'm ready to die. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I done had that experience. 2 knives on me, and I just didn't give a fuck. I call that hitting rock bottom. That was my rock bottom. I went through that situation twice. You know what I'm saying? Where I just didn't give a fuck. Like, is you was gonna die, or I was gonna make you kill me. Wow. And that was my rock bottoms, and that happened to me twice the whole time I was in prison, where I was just ready to die. I literally was ready to die, but I was gonna take somebody with me. You know what I'm saying? Here, you know, it's activities that takes place in prison. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when you have what they want, you know what I'm saying? You might have a cell phone, you might have dope, whatever, and you hear rumors about somebody finna come. And then, you know, you just snap. You know what I'm saying? You tend to snap. Right. And I done had my moments, man, where I just didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And them 2 moments where I was literally like, I remember it like yesterday. I was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, I was ready to die. You know what I'm saying? And I remember the feeling. I know the feeling. You feel me? So I have that experience on knowing how it feels when you just don't give a fuck. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I thank God that I experienced that, because I could recognize the feeling. You know what I'm saying? And this goes back to why I know how to separate myself from people that ain't no good for me. That I could look into the future with them and say, nah, you gonna put me in that situation. Because I'm always pick me first. You know what I'm saying? I'm always pick me first. Always. You know what I'm saying? I'm always pick me first. If it's a situation dealing with death, I'm gonna try to win. You know what I'm saying? So why would I want to be around people that's gonna put me in situations like that? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm allergic to that. That's not me. I don't want that. I don't want that feeling. that's not living.
Yeah.
That's not living. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, everybody can't go through what I went through and come out the way I came out.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So God put me in this situation to be able to like guide others. You know what I'm saying? Because what I went through, I'm supposed to be somewhere, somebody
Graveyard.
graveyard or
Penitentiary.
no, the crazy place.
Psych.
Oh, mental home.
Mental home.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be I'm not. I wasn't supposed to have enough literacy to still fight for my case, still not be,
Yeah.
know what I'm saying, competent to, know what I'm saying. I wasn't supposed to have all that. Nah.
So before we close out, Emmanuel, what can we expect from Emmanuel in 2026? And if there's a young kid that is watching this right now, what would your advice be to that youngster?
Okay. What you'll expect from me is consistency on any situation that I put myself in, and the consistency is gonna derive from me showing love through my words. I'm never gonna stop wanting the best for others. Sometimes it may seem like I want the best for others more than myself. I'm never gonna stop doing that. But as far as when it comes to the youth, and I'm gonna say in general, young men, for the youth first, don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush to grow. Do not be in a rush to grow. Don't put unnecessary responsibilities on yourself. That's one thing I'ma always say when it comes to the youth, because and then we living in the days where like materialism is like at an all-time high because social media is promoting all this. You know, and the kids got access to this now. So when they see the kid, you know, at an early age, they're already talking about like luxury at an early age because of technology. So, and for the most part, the kids that's coming from the inner city and, you know, the lower income neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying, those kids can easily be influenced because of they have the same access to the information that a kid who's well off has. You know what I'm saying? And a kid who's well off tend to be less materialistic because they have it at their, you know. So, or should I say, their taste is a little higher. You know what I'm saying? But money is not an issue for them. Now, but a kid who's not well off, they can easily be influenced because and is more intense with them because they have access to see what's available out there. You know what I'm saying? And if they can't get it through the parent, the person that can help them get it can tend to have that influence. So my thing would be to a youth, male or female, I would tell them, don't be in a rush to grow. Don't be in a rush to grow. Like, enjoy your youth. Enjoy being a kid. It'll all come together. Enjoy that. Because a time gonna come when you an adult and everything gonna be hitting you like the speed of light. And you're gonna be looking back at everything you could have did, should have did, and would have did. It's too late for that. Now you gotta live it through your offspring. You know what I'm saying? And but for the young man, I would tell him he gotta be very, very, very crafty and smart with the individuals that he have around him. He gotta be very, 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 very smart at that because your parents ain't there to make that decision for you no more. Your parents ain't there to keep those friends away from you no more. So the individuals who you spend the most time with will have an impact on where you go. And that's like the most important thing when it comes to a young woman and a young man. That's the most important things. The peers. The peers is the peers will prove their success or their failure.
So any last words, twin?
Only thing I want to say is, of course, thank you, Emmanuel, for coming on to the podcast and sharing your story, because I'm sure it will resonate with others that are out there. And I also want to say to our Black kings, you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed in our homes, in our communities. It only take, be wise with your decision. It just take one bad decision to derail you from God's true purpose and destiny in your life.
With that being said, thank you for coming on, Emmanuel. Man, this was one of the best interviews we have done on this podcast, man. The conversation was just so candid, organic. You spoke from the heart, and it resonated with me. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing you, Emmanuel, the little Emmanuel that I remember, to being this grown man. And I'm watching you online too. I see you. You working out, you discipline, the way you speak. You know what I'm saying? Like what you're posting on social media is always positive. It ain't negative. You know what I'm saying? So I respect you, my brother, and I'm giving you your flowers today. You get what I'm saying? I'm
Facts.
giving you your flowers, man. And I'm happy you home. I'm happy you free. And I'm happy you're back home with your mother and your family, where you belong. All right? Yeah, I want to thank you guys for rocking with us. This was a dope episode. I'm going to ask you guys to please like, comment, and subscribe. And please share this video with 10 people that you know. Until then, peace.